Alright guys, welcome to the stream. I hope everything is fine. I don't know why the how to say, the OBS have some kind of problem for me, so yeah, I have to stream a bit late, like 40-minute late. Let me set up one thing. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay. Alright. Okay, you guys can see me, right? Maybe a little bit back. Oh no. Yeah, I think this one okay. White balance. Sure, why not? Alright. Let me do a little bit sound check. Test, test, 1, 2, 3. Test, test, 1, 2, 3. I hope you guys can hear me. All right, let's go. Let's continue. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, plus I did something like very like kinda fucked up a little bit, where the setting is reset to default, so I have to configure back my HUD layout and everything. Yeah, all my macros are gone except for the shared macro, right? And there's some macro, but it is what it is then. Let's go. Give so much of yourself to aid those in need. I must endeavor to find my own small way to help. Preservation, their purpose. Woklomat assesses her surrounding with grim determination. Theolala will gladly welcome every last Alexandrian with open arms. But what of the nation the late queen was so desperate to preserve? Of that bright heaven of peace and laughter. O Clamat, I won't stand here and let her legacy be sullied any further. I will protect Alexandria. That was the promise I have made her at the last. But she betrayed you, did she not? Why do you feel this obligation? I saw myself in her. I suppose we both feel the people's joy as our own. Yet alone we lack the strength to protect them. There's so much that I love in this world, so much for me to take me in my arms and keep safe. And that made me afraid. I needed someone who shared that love and fear, so together we could do what we couldn't by ourselves. Or maybe it's simpler than that. Maybe I just wish that we could have been friends. So when she turned to me in her final hour, desperate to safeguard Alexandra's future, I saw that I see it done. In the end, I think you both found the friend you needed. I would be yours as well, Sophie. Whether you fall or struggle to rise, I will come running to the rescue, and you do the same for me. That's how we will protect the thing we love. That's how we will protect Alexandria. You're right. You're right. And don't forget about me. Oh no, lol. Oh my god. How could we? We would not be where we are without you. Aww. Right, we got a bit sidetracked there. We should probably be on our way. Do we patrol or see if she'll need a hand? There you all are. Gulja. Splendid. We were afraid we'd miss you. Alicia and the others said you were here. Good news, the Lord. We have finally found a chink in Calyx's armor. We discover laboratories on Everkeep 10th level that once housed a preservation initiative. Containment Complex 1029, it's called, and been falsely registered as distribution center. In reality, it hasn't recorded any traffic in decades. We don't think this is where Calyx is hiding as such, but it may as well contain clues that will point us in the right direction. I'm sorry it took so long just to get this far. If you are interested, would you do say we all go and check it out together? Thank you for all your hard work. This is a huge step forward. He, and up. We need to take the lift to get to the complex. I have cleared the expedition with the relevant authorities and have one of our people waiting to operate said lift. Let's not keep her waiting. So smile! Sorry guys. Shell made me her assistant. She was teaching me the basic of data management. It sounds like Gulja played a big part in this breakthrough. I will be sure to treat him to a finest feast once this is all over. I shared the method we used to find the containment complex when we were inside. It wasn't actually all that different to the story of how we stumbled across the back room. Preservation laboratories, I shudder to think at what they were researching. But it's no time to be squeamish. An institute of preservation skill would have had many such facilities in the city. Yet I cannot help but wonder if this one is where my parents works. Ready to head up? Next stop, the 10th level. Is there going to be a dungeon?
ここがプリザベーションの研究室の一つ。暗くてよく見えねえな。
ちょっと待ってくださいね。回路にエネルギーを通してと。
あ、着いた。さすがに空気がよどんでいるわね。もう長い間使われていないようだから。
What? I think the YouTube stream is okay.
ここを見つけられたのはクルルさんとグルージャのおかげなんですよ。
私の耳飾りに黄金鏡の扉の制御コードが記録されていたでしょ。あの扉がプリザベーションの組み上げたものなら、当然それを操るコードにも彼らの痕跡があると考えたの。
実際九段のコードを丹念に調べてみたら、製造者を示す記述が残っていました。それと同じ記述を制御コードに含んでいる扉がないか、エバーキープ中の扉という扉にアクセスして調べたんですよ。そして調査開始から1860個目にして、ようやくこの放棄された施設に行き着いたというわけです。グルージャが手を貸してくれて助かりました。
シェールってば、僕が休んでる間もずっと調べてたんだよ。
Sounds like you need one volcano energy tonics. Your treasure share.
僕にできることなんてこのくらいですから。でも今はその言葉が染みますよ。ともかく僕たちだけでできるのはここまで。ここからは皆さんのご協力が必要なんです。
手分けして探してほしいものがあるの。うまくいけばカリュクスの潜伏先を突き止められるはずよ。もちろん協力するよ。でも私たちがここに来たことってカリュクスに感づかれないのかな。
可能性は高いでしょうね。望むところですよ。
You'll know our main objective. We are here to pick up Calyx's trail, and I have learned of a certain device that should help us to do just that. I will explain how we are proceed, but according to the information I was able to dredge up, the device in question should have been installed in the director office. I will explain how we proceed, but according to the information I was able to dredge up the information. Okay, read that twice. Now as for where that might be, yes, this map matches my data. This room we are in the research commons located in the western side of the complex. The director office is the northeast of here. Wait. So we should cut across the circular chamber in the middle, yes? Yes, we should, but unfortunately for us, the interior door is locked. We need a security key with the appropriate clearance to open it. Judging by the mechanism, it will probably be a card of some kind. Can you work some electro magic? I will try my best, but this type of lock is well beyond my time. It may take a while to crack it. In And in case I can't, you might want to look around to see if anyone left a security card behind. Considering the state of this place, it does seems like they abandoned it in some hits. I wouldn't be surprised if we found one. Very well, let's get searching, shall we? I expect we will have the most luck looking where the researchers keep their personal belongings. You begin searching containment complex 1029. Close cooperation will be necessary to overcome the obstacle barring your path forwards. A full hint will appear in different color. Pay close attention to the information provided by your comrade should you find yourself unable to proceed. Alright, finally. A fun game. Excuse me. Alright. Wook Lomat. No luck so far. This spin had nothing in it at all. The arcane circuit in use here are decades old. I'll keep at it, but a security card might be the only way getting past this lock anytime soon. Was this really a preservation laboratory? I thought it was something more, I don't know, special about it. The shelves are almost entirely bare, but the file to be certain. Perhaps there is a keep the person belonging at the workstation. I think I know, but we start with the things that confirm don't have, like this recycling bin. You scan the bin interior hoping to find some cut shaped rubbish, but it appears to be empty. Alright. Nothing in there then. I'm not sure where the people keep their personal belongings in this day and age. Obviously it's in one of the table drawers. Sorry. Let's go abandoned paperwork. Few documents sit in an untidy stack atop the desk. You will find no security card hidden among them. The way to see appear to index for employee material. Okay. Desk organizer. My god, this small shelving unit holds some office supplies and little else of note. Alright, this is it. Wait, we have notice board. Confirm don't have, but I think it resembles a security card. Alright, this is it. Half open desk drawer. This appeared to be the only desk drawer already open. You can tell at a glance this former owner has left some things behind. You discover a card-shaped object. The electrode surface is marked with a bolt level 1. Oh, could that be what we're looking for? Try it on the door, see if it's open. Scanning device, cut shape. Object you hold looks to be familiar size to the scanner panel. Scan animation. You hold the cut subject to the scanner. Alright. See? Obvious. It's open. You did it a lot. And a good thing too, I was getting nowhere with that outdated circuit. I'm curious though, why would they abandon a facility like this? It was run by a director, Dimitrios. Also, that terminal there told me. Perhaps there are more answers to be had once we venture further inside. Let's continue onwards. The door on the director office is across the central hub. Let me read. Like, good. Looks like every room can be accessed from this hub. This must be the door to the director office. Go on, try the card. A single soul here beside us. Going by the room labels on the map, we haven't entered any actual lab yet. Another locked door. We could try the same card again, but the scanner beep in this prover. Not good. Maybe we need a different card. Yes, the scanner is demanding a level 3 security clearance to open the lock. As much as the delay chauffeurs me. Chief. American. We'll just have to come through the nearby rooms and hope we stumble upon the card we need. Let's start our research in the proto lab. The door is already open at least. We'll find a way through together, I'm sure of it. Please excuse my impatience. The means to track the colleagues are close and I'm itching to get my hands on them. I dug through this data tablet and found a journal. I will read it to you. The result of experiment 158 show a marked improvement in ether extraction rates. At last, we have achieved the target value set by the master Calyx. Though I will become endless as per our ascendancy protocol, I will preserve the historic number along with my few remaining worldly effects. Reservation number. This machine feeds into a soul cell. I'm reminded of my imprisonment by the Empire. Surely this device wasn't made to hold people. This note seems to be about the research they did in here. Let's take a look. Experiment 148, submitting indifference candidate to 2001930 to be considered for its efficiency procedure review. Experiment Experiment 158, maximum value of 11509 recorded. Comparative study to be included in the report. Alright then, and one more, experiment 163, new proposal produces a result of 9834. Decreasing values verified. Well, I have no idea what any of them means. Maybe it will make sense later on. God damn it, have to memorize all this. It appears to be research personal data tablet. Skim through the entry, yes. Today I began my employment at Federation. The organization was unfamiliar to me. But when the recruitment letter arrived, I got feeling that this would be far more fulfilling than any orthodox practice. My instinct were correct. Master Kellic philosophy is the refined ideal of notion I have only vaguely entertained, that mankind must evolve beyond the shackle of its flesh and blood existence. I have meeting with director Demetrius today. I have heard others praise his genius intellect, yet he seems to be guttering candle in comparison to Master Kellic's blinding brilliance. This morning I was permitted to access the top floor and observe the working of living memory. As predicted, the shortage of ether required to sustain the endless reaching critical level, yet the Queen's fee insists on continuing her ineffectual failing. Our Milala colleagues, including the Protolab chief, have been behaving in a decidedly suspicious manner of late. Should I report my concern to the director? From tomorrow, I have been assigned to assist the research project in the Protolab. We have scheduled to conduct major experiment and details of which I have kept ignorant. It would seem prudent to back up my memory data. That's it. Let's go talk to Svi. The way this room is set up, the canister inserted into the large device look to be a soul cell. Could this be where they conducted the experiment to create endless? But we could probably spend day investigating this complex. Finding a way into the director office must take precedence. Speaking of which, Guluja mentioned a locker over there, locker in the corner that he couldn't open. Perhaps you could take a look. Nine 834. Hey. One 509. One 509. All right. 11509. Bro. The locker pops open. Inside you discover a level 2 security card. Alright, we are playing Resident Evil. Inside Final Fantasy. Look, you got the locker open. And you found another security card. But does it say level 2? We need a level 3, didn't we? Yes, but it should still open more door for us to explore. You did well, the Lord. You can count on me. This preservation member leads such surprisingly normal life. Leaving note, losing their card. I guess I imagine they would be more, what's the word? Bloodless? Mechanical? Yeah, my parents were once part of the preservation, if you will recall. It would seem the researchers who agree with Kellic and his philosophy underwent the conversion to endless entities. But I assume those who could not or would not eventually left the organization altogether. I almost forgot, this researcher keeps journals in their data tablets. The one I read doesn't explain much, but something big happened in the complex and afterward it decided that everyone would become endless. The writer was really happy about this. You can tell how much they admire Kellic and his work. The entries ended after that, but maybe you can read more in another tablet there. Right, let's move on. Let's move this investigation to another room. Well, we have the Protolab and the maintenance facility left to search. Both are accessed via the southeast corridor. So we'll be back on the hub. Back to the hub. And there's a locked door across the way. Which will hopefully yield before before our new security card. I'll take the old one if you like. I doubt we will have any more use of it for it. Kelly hasn't bothered to show his face yet. I see. Maybe he hasn't noticed us, or maybe he's just watching and waiting. What else do you do in this? What else do they have in this place? If I read the map again, it must be a lot smaller than Yuiawata facility. The scanner await holds the security card up to the panel, and it should unlock the door. It seems not everyone who's joined preservation become endless right away. There must be some research that require physical bodies. If there have been others beside my parents who left preservation, where might they be now? Yes, it's open. So where should we go first? The digital lab or facilities? Let's start with the lab. Alright, I agree. Shouldn't the security open this door as easily as the last one? Why is it Google ja? How strange, this door is not lit up like the others. What does the sign say? Shield. There doesn't seem to be any power here. No, none at all. It's possible that energy supply for this room is separate on a separate conduit, which means there should be contingency for opening the door. Look here, there's a sign above the card scanner. In case of emergency, backup power can be rerouted from facilities. The facility room is down the other branch of the corridor. Let's see about getting the power restored to the neutral lab, shall we? Oh good, the terminal is lit up. This means we have the power in this room. There are some big fleshy floor tiles. I wonder what they are for. Wait. Oh, almost like a presentation logo. This room was for managing power supply and utilities. I hope they keep security guards here in here as well. Engaging power supply. No good. It's returning an error. There must be a preliminary procedure. According to this error code reference, if the power supply has been interrupted for an extended period of time, then we'll need to reconfigure both the emergency generator and the circuit control panel. Shell, that's the emergency generator over there, isn't it? Yes, and by the looks of it, it's the same model as the one used in Heritage Found. But how does it send power to the other lab? Ah, I see. The energy cable attached to the base of this terminal leads down the hall directly to the neutral lab, which means we need a way to connect the generator to that cable. What about this pattern on the floor? Could this be the circuit we need to reconfigure? I believe you have the right of it. Using the power panel, the control panel set into each of the tiles will create an unbroken path for the power to follow. What I wouldn't give for instruction manual. Indeed, if we could look around for any written procedure, I will keep digging through the terminal directories. Might I also ask someone to operate the generator? I can do it. I have used to that type of machine before. then you should be willing to try it and reconfigure the circuit path, the Lord. The rest of us can help by supplying the Lord with whatever information might be found on the secretary configuration. Excuse me. I look into the power supply route and adjust the current for optimal flow. Everything should be ready when you are reconfigure the circuit. Let's talk to everybody first before we start the recircuiting. Was able to glimpse part of the warning sign behind the container. From what I could make out, it said caution, circuit will not function with duplicate patterns. I suppose it means one of each circuit pattern can be set at the same time. Okay. The generator doesn't seem to need any fancy setting. As long as it's running and the circuit is fake, we should have the power supply ready to go. Look, take a look at this diagram. There's note in the bottom left about the backup power. Configure the 4-circuit control panel and provide the uninterrupted path. The symbol must represent the room we are in. If the square on the top is shell terminal, then the bottom right should be the generator that Guluja is working on. It's hard to make out the rest. Assuming these are our 4 tile patterns. The bottom right is a square, and the top right is half circle. Something to get you started at least. These appear to be data logs from the former age. My scholarly interest is piqued by a few of the label, but none are relevant to the task at hand. I also had no luck locating most critical. We should have to rely upon our backup power strategy, I'm afraid. Alright. Yeah, I think something is wrong. It must be from the sheer perspective. Alright. So this one is this one is circle. Right. Pop. Cannot be the same. This one might be triangle. Okay. First try. It worked. We did it, the Lord. The neutral lab should now be fully powered. Well done, everyone. If I may, Shell, could we access a certain data log before moving on? I was checking on the storage shelf and one of the labels caught my eye. Preservation, the early days in the title. Of course, it will only take a moment to bring up the contents. It looks to be text-based account. I'll read it out loud. Preservation, an Alexandrian Institute for Technological Development, was founded by Calix, an 11-year-old child prodigy. Approval for establishing the organization came during Alexandrian involvement in the Storm Surge, with Calix designed for a new defensive solution funded in large part by the treasury. As the conflict grew in intensity and casualty mounted, Calyx funneled preservation resources towards the perfection of memory storage. Research into this field continued even after the Storm Surge came into an end, with Calyx eventually electing to preserve his own memory in virtual domain. So this account is from before he embraced his endless existence hundreds of years ago. I met him only once before the Storm Surge began. I was attending my father, who was then the reigning king of Alexandria. Calyx could not have been more than 10 years of age and required constant treatment for debilitating illness. Yet still he published theories so highly regarded that even the royal family was aware of his achievement. Life should not be lost to the injustice of death. Even now I can hear the single-minded will behind his word. So it was that when war came to our kingdom, my father was quick to commit his unwavering support to this somber youth and his proposal for preservation. Several years later, the ensuing violence brought the death of both my parents. Overwhelmed as I was by the sudden succession of the throne, I suspect they spare me the report of endless research and other less urgent matters. So you had no way of knowing what kind of person Calyx was changing into. Did he change? I wonder. Perhaps he has ever been the type to value ideals over compassion, and I failed to see it at the time. Perhaps he did change, but is still driven by those same deeply held beliefs that mortality is cruel and unjust, and his role is to deliver mankind from this fate. Whatever this case may be, we cannot allow him to shape our future. Let's press on, shall we? If I have done my job correctly, the door to the Dothraki lab should be accessible now. I give everything a once over just to be sure. Preservation, their purpose. That his body has been fated to fail him so young, would Calyx have pursued his endless project with such a fervor? Everything we read in this place sings Calyx praises. The people who work here must have truly idolized him. Excuse me. That Alexandria survived the war was no small part thanks to defensive measures developed by the preservation. In that regard, I shall always be grateful. Yes, the door has power now. The energy current seems stable enough. Still, you should let me handle this one. The security card, if you please. Oh, and a quick prayer that a shorted wire doesn't burn me from the outside. Yes, the door has power now. Okay, same dialogue. A calculated evolution. Shell examining the card scanner. Right, let's get this door open. Phew, smooth as 6. Let's head inside and see what's away. Gods above, isn't that? The key. The key to interdimensional fusion. That looks to be the schematic on the monitor. And they use it to make another key. But isn't it missing the shard inside like the one the Lord has? We may have been laboring under a misconception. The key was originally a Milala relic. Once this treasure came into its possession, preservation began working to harness the power to cross dimension. Aside from the crystal, we can see that all the vessel components were constructed here. So, what might that tell us? The crystal itself is the key. This is just the device they made to control it. That would be a logical conclusion, yes. It is as my parent explained. The key remains shrouded in mystery. Preservation augmented it with electrode, but it never grasped the technology underlying principle. To this day, not a single person understands the mechanic of interdimensional fusion, not who imbued the key with its power, not when they did so, nor why. Now it makes sense. Kelly can track the key because its vessel was made by preservation. I believe there is much we may learn in this room. On our next visit, I will have enlist your stolar assistant for thorough investigation. I am too curious about a great many things, but pinning down Calyx's whereabouts is our priority. Hopefully, there's a security card that can cut here that grants access to the director office. The research conducted in this lab appear to have been highly confidential in nature. Some of the personnel must have belonged to the organization upper echelons, and that means higher security clearance. We should spread out and look for any cut they left behind. Remember, anything less than level 3 is no good to us. Oh, sorry, I have to take wait. Alright, sorry for that. A little bit hot in here. Search for level 3 security. Maybe someone left a card on the shelf somewhere. I keep holding out hope that I will find some evidence of my parent here, despite knowing there is none. If those cameras are anything to go by, this lab was under constant surveillance. I'll scan the recordings and try to spot where people left their security cards. Maybe we will get lucky. Why are they making so many vessels? Did the other one not work properly? I'm sure this. I will search through this drawer. One of us is bound to find something, I'm sure of it. Okay, we have talked to everybody. So let's show storage script. This lone crate is filled with document binders, other miscellaneous objects, none of which are security cards. Wheel shelf unit. Studying circle, no sign of security. You find security card in the cabinet drawer? Yes. Oh, did you just find a security card? Well, there's a stroke of luck. Let's have Shell examine it to be sure. Well, if it isn't exactly what we needed. Well, it isn't exactly what we needed. Nice work, Lord. Oh, that's a level 3. That should get us into the director office. So, was it you were hoping to find it again, Shell? You were saying that a certain device was going to help us. Right, I haven't properly explained myself, have I? I'm looking for a data relay. After we discovered this ostensibly abandoned complex, I performed a cursory investigation which detected a connection to an outside network. When I traced the data routing, I confirmed the traffic from the web of Everkeep security camera. Considering the way Calyx is always one step ahead of us, we must assume he's quietly seized control of the city surveillance system and has been using it to monitor our activities, to monitor what you, as the key holder, are planning. But since Calyx is the ultimate recipient of those transmissions, the flow of data is like a river that we can follow back to him. Which is why I need the data relay. If I can analyze the device and see where it's rerouting all its surveillance traffic, then you can pinpoint Calyx's positions. That said, he has done nothing to impede our progress, which makes me think I might be on entirely the wrong track. Maybe the reason he isn't stopping us is because he can't. Back in the old castle, Calyx said he was measuring the load strength. What can he possibly dream up that's stronger than him? Speaking of cameras, there was another thing I mean to mention. I found this evidence that someone deliberately disabled the civilian feed in this room. most recent recording was also crudely deleted. I was able to restore the data though, if you like to see it. I will start the show then.
本当に組織を抜けるつもりか。
ええ、永遠の生というものが怖くなってしまって。私はまだこれまでの常識を捨てきれずにいるんだわ。生命は死によって自らの種を淘汰し最適化してきた。進化を望んだからこそ死ぬのよ。それを止めてしまった先に本当に人類の未来があるの？もしそこにあるのが果てのない停滞だったら、私たちのやっていることは。
その発言はカリクス様を否定することになる。
This hentai hairstyle. Yeah.
そうね。彼と同じ視点を持つことができたら、こんな不安も抱かずにいられたかもしれない。でも無理よ。私は彼じゃない。何もかもが違いすぎる。非凡な才能を持っていることも、なのに病のせいで成人まで生きられないと言われていたことも、全ての無駄を切り詰めて研究に没頭していることも。彼が苦境でも負けずに努力して死を超越する手段を勝ち得た点はもちろん尊敬しているわ。けれどその生への執着が正しいものだって確信できない。だから私は組織を抜けて、これからは次の世代に後を託すために精一杯生きたいと思う。あなただって。
My God. He shoot her.
離反する者は始末しろと言われているのでな。
She only wanted to live, and he executed her. I checked the image against the personal data, and the man who pulled the trigger was Director Dimitris himself. Everything I could find on him pinpointed to a deep infatuation to the Master Calyx. The camera in this room has been out of operation since that incident. Given that recording was erased, I can only assume he was trying to conceal his grisly deed from the other researcher. I am not surprised, given how my parents described the defection from the institute. They spoke of rushing me through a portal even as preservation agents closed in on them. I dare not to ask what become of them after, but it turns out they were captured by the pursuer. They did not regret the action. I'm sure they managed to escape. Just to put Cry at ease. I want to believe they did. And even if they didn't, I hope they at least enjoy what time they have as endless. Oh, cry. Worry not, Sphinx. Thanks to the heavens of living memory, I was at least able to meet my parents and learn what they stood for. It's enough for me to carry on. Even now, we don't know how the conflict unfolded between your parents and preservation. But what we do know is your mother and father cleverly expunged every last trail of their movement. They make sure no one could cross the source or threaten their child's safety. Right, let's press on, shall we? This tale behind the key deserves a fitting conclusion. To the director office. A calculated evolution. Was Skellig the one who gave order to execute Defector? The more we learn about him, the less I understand. I don't expect to find any information on my parents in this next room either. And that's something I can be proud of. My earlier investigation put the data relay just past the door. Let's get it through. Let's get it open, shall we? If that man in the recording was Director Dimitris, then this must be his office. Hearing Kryl talk about her parents reminded me of how much I miss Namika. I guess I never really get over it. Scan device, your silent security for a security card with appropriate level of clearance. Here we go, let's go. Let's head inside. Now to find any that relate, don't be shy everyone. Speak up if anything ought to catch your eye. Do not come with me, I might have need of that security card. Director Demetrius was very particular about how he decorated his office. We got incense and vases and some kind of gem display. This is a report on reducing people to it and how much energy can be harnessed per individual. My apologies, I was thinking about the key. Something odd, something odd. This terminal isn't connected to any outside network, so it can't be the data relay I'm looking for. This office is also smaller than the map suggested. I'm positive we're in the right room. What am I missing? Sorry, Lord. Could I ask you that others to search the office for any clue that to this infuriating puzzle? Yeah, because the other room looks bigger, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So this room might actually be bigger. Okay, so official. You can pronounce which between 5 binders. Oi. Secure room lift access. Require password to be input simultaneously at the terminal in Proto Lab, Digital Lab, and Director Office. Oh my god. The collection of soul cells may belong to the Director. They appear to be empty. Among the other fascinating effects, you will find what is presumably the Director data tablet. A closer looker stand next to the table. Examine the data tablet. You pick up the data tablet and looking through the contents. Daily report. Nothing, not mysterious key situation remain unsolved. The key trigger inspection today. Temporarily interdimensional portal verified. Continue attempt to stabilize the core energy reaction. 13 researcher sustained fatal injury in the explosion. Memory facilities Our fourth wasn't necessarily intact for the endless commission. Remaining 9 designated for ether reclaiming process. Nothing of note rejected duration of 2 million. Oi! 2 million major incident details in full report. The 2 inept Minala broke with the vision and absconded with the key. 2 of the fugitives have since been caught and eliminated. We were too late to recover the... Oh no! The reason we retained our flesh was to serve Master Calyx, a physical instrument to conduct his experiment. Deprived of the object of our research, our existence served no further purpose. I dare not to mention the depth is disappointed in me. The complex is to be shut down. All personnel will have their body reduced to ether, which will be allocated to further experimentation. Memory data will be archived, and any endless conversion will be subject to Master Calyx's discretion. If he does not deem us fit, then we are not deserving of eternal life. Shutdown protocol. All personnel have undergone processing. Once the shutdown protocol have been completed, I will proceed with my own corporal dissolution. As long as the key remains in the physical world, we must keep this complex in pristine condition. Whether needed for experiment or otherwise, it must be ready to support future operation in whatever capacity Master Calyx requires. To that end, facility equipment will be maintained in stasis mode. Furthermore, a critical component for secure room access will be stored separately to defend against unauthorized entry. Having long months here, now active comic Caribbean has entered self-sustaining cycle if you have no other beyond brewing coffee. Though it's remained to be seen when it will be able to do so once more. Let's open the locker. Oh my god. It contained nothing of note by its the locker. Oh my god, Director Demetrius. Really naughty, ah. Can we open it again? Have you found something? Thank you. A misplaced note, was it? With instruction for accessing a secure room, no less. Seems we need to enter a password on 3 different terminals at the same time. There was no such room marked on map, was there? No, a precautionary measure, no doubt. If the passwords are involved, I expect the access leaf itself is concealed too. Concealed by electrode, you mean? Ah, could it be that wall? I thought it seemed odd when I walked past. Remember what Kakiwa used to say, Shell? Never trust an electrode surface. Electrode is always appear. You can pass right through electrode. Truly, I never had that property in my time. The Lord is having a little fun. I think what we mean is electrode can project a false appearance. In which case, it shouldn't be too hard to disable. Another door. I managed to deactivate the projection, but the lock is another story. Didn't say the note lay out the password protocol. I say we go ahead and try it. I agree, 2 people should be prepared in the terminal. Prepare the lab terminal for input while the rest of us look for password here in the office. I will take the proto lab. Then I will take the Deutero lab. Actually, it might be better if you stay, Sven. Your knowledge of the Alexandria and its people could be needed here. Yes, you're right. If the passwords are hiding behind clues, it may be something else, something I can help with. I can help too. I lived my whole life in Alexandria after all. I will take Deutero lab duty then. We will keep in touch via communicators to match our timing. Lord, you should have the honor of entering the office password. Once we determine what we need to input, take your place in the terminal. I'll stand by to guide Wokamat and Cry through the process. You know, there was a display plate over there. The one with the gems. I thought since it's made of electrode, it might have some other purpose. But I couldn't find any switches or button to make it do anything. Maybe you can figure it out. One crystal is missing. Two jewels are embedded in the electroplate. You identify the blue gem and sapphire and the red gem as garnet. Also appear to be empty slot with another jewel to fill. I keep searching. Use the terminal and select the correct password. I keep searching for drawer with books to find puzzle make electro, but it's probably just a toy. But maybe solve the puzzle. You got it. Let's see if I move this bit, disconnect circuit and that one there. Heard there's something inside. This is a pretty green stone. I think it might be Alexandrite. They say this gem was so treasured in the past that they named the kingdom after them. Here, you should hold on to this one just in case. So we get the green. I should take a closer look at this report. One of them might be a hint to the password. Keep calm and everything will be fine. Both of you are quick to study. Insert, yes. Oh, the gemstone fits snugly into place. Also, immediately afterward, the glowing lines of dragon appeared on the display, accompanied by a short praise. A decorative. Sorry, excuse me. A floor plan of this complex. As you continue studying this display, you realize this shape corresponds to the room complex in which you now stand. This may be related to the password you are looking for. The glowing words appear to be handwritten. Yes, I knew that you could come handy. Let me see. Heat the stone. It must be about special meanings Alexandrian have for gems. It's an old belief, I think, where each type of gem means something different. I bet if you ask Speed, she could tell you more about it. After all, even her names come from the gemstone. This log of the garnet place the lab. Sapphire, this content sapphire is placed in the floor plan concerned to the bottle lab. Alexandra, this slot content Alexandra is placed in floor plan in the director office. Head of stone. Yes, you have question you only need to ask. The symbolism of Alexandra. Well, I was taught that Alexandrite represent the concept of protection. It is certainly also the origin of Alexandria name. Oh, you're thinking of something to do with the password. Sapphire and Garnet as well, you say? Well, yes, they all have meanings. Alexandria, as I said, is protection. Sapphire means honesty, and Garnet similar devotion. We should try this word determine and see if it's accepted. I certainly hope we are right. Here we are set to go. We will create the waiting person. We start with ulama in the Proto Lab. Proto Lab. Proto Lab is Sapphire, right? Honesty. Deutro Lab is devotion. Director Office is protection. Right, we have all three passwords ready. Now enter them into the system at the same time. Alright. First try. Yes. Oh, I'm so glad that worked. The secure room is the only place we have yet to search. If the data relay is anywhere, it has to be there. We'll venture in as soon as Wokloma and Cry rejoin us. I think also a good part to stop. Right? Yeah, I'm sorry we start late because of the OBS problem. We did it thanks to you and a little bit of thanks to me, I hope. Great work, the Lord. Leave it to you to divine password from an ornamental display. Speaking of gemstone symbology, for Alexandrians, fiend holds the meaning of internal light. When my parents named me, it was with the wish that I become an unbelievable beacon of hope for our people. To think it now, I never ever shared that destiny with myself. Well, that went well. Excellently finding the Lord. Alright everyone, it's time to board the lift and see what awaits us. I hope there is no long cutscene. Oh no, this music.
Eh, うまくいけばですけどね。
This is the flame of true music. Oh, QR code.
Toa人って記憶から構成されているでしょ。けれど記憶自体は言ってしまえば情報に過ぎない、実体がないっていう意味でね。いわば情報体である彼らが現実世界に干渉するには2つの方法しかないわ。一つがリビングメモリーで出会ったトア人たちのように生命エーテルで仮初めの肉体を作るという方法。見えて触れられる幽霊みたいな状態ね。そしてもう一つがカフキワさんのように機械を遠隔操作する方法だけど、実体化していない時彼らはどこにいると思う？トア人は記憶は情報。
In a world form of data.
そう、きっとエレクトロープ製の機械の中に 情報で作られた記憶の幻想世界があるんじゃないかしら。私たちは実際それを目にしているしね。
エターナルクイーンにたどり着くまでの記憶の中のアレクサンドリアか。
じゃあその記憶の幻想世界がメインターミナルの中に構築されてるってこと？
けどよ、リビングメモリーのターミナルは私らがシャットダウンしたはずだよな。
ええ、間違いありません。カフキワさんが用意したハッキングプログラムは想定通りの結果をもたらしました。メインターミナルはシャットダウンされ、その証拠にスペーンの体を低温保存していた装置も機能を停止していたわけです。ただ相手はエレクトロープ技術の天才。彼なら自分の記憶が保存された領域を密かに守ることも不可能ではないでしょう。
メインターミナル内に記憶の幻想世界が存在し、カリュクスもそこにいるとして、一方でこの町は今原初世界側にあるでしょ。なら2つの世界をつないでいる黄金鏡の扉を閉じてしまえばカリュクスの干渉を防げるんじゃないかとも考えたのだけれど。
リビングメモリーを調査した時に試してみましたが、管理者権限でロックがかかっていたんですよ。あの時は戦王が設定したものと思っていたのですが。
カリュクスが手を回してたかもしれねえってことか。
うん、やはり間違いないですね。今もキープ中の監視映像が基幹システムから収集されてどこかへ送られているようです。それもあなたが映っている映像ばかり。おそらく鍵の持ち主を追跡しているのでしょう。
時間だ。とんだ無駄足になったね。監視映像の送り先を特定して俺の居場所を割り出したかったんだろうけど、その必要はもうない。お前の力を測り、それを倒すに足る戦力を用意する。なかなか手間のかかる仕事だったが、ついに完了だ。来なよ。メインターミナルの上部区画に俺の記憶を収めたエレクトロープの装置がある。それを壊せばお前たちの勝ちだ。俺はあの手この手で迎撃して鍵の奪還を狙うとしよう。
その誘いに乗らなかったら。
待つだけだ。粛々と国民の問わびとかを進めながら。お前たちが時間を無駄に費やさず賢い選択をすることを願っているよ。
おい、
一つだけ私の質問にも答えろ。お前は戦王にトワ人のスフェーンに無理難題を課して追い詰められたあいつが鍵を使うように仕組んだ。そこまでやれるならあいつの計画が破られた瞬間、鍵がこっちの手に渡る前に回収することだってできたんじゃねえか。
痛いところをつく。あればかりは誤算だったと言わざるを得ない。消える間際に再構築されたトワ人としてのスフェーンの心。メインターミナルの制御機構と一体化していた彼女は、あの瞬間あの場所でだけ俺をもしのぐ権限を有していた。そして守りおおせたのさ。国の未来を託した隣国の王と鍵を託した英雄を。俺の存在をどこまで認識していたかは定かじゃないが、覗き見には気づいていたというところだろう。これで満足？
ああ、お前にはもうこの国の大事なものを渡さねえ。命も未来もスフェーンが愛した笑顔も何一つとしてな。勝手を言って悪いけど、私はカリュクスと決着をつけることを迷わねえ。あいつが思い描いている未来がどんなに上出来でも、そのための犠牲をいとわなかった奴は必ずまた誰かを泣かせる。私はそれを止めてえんだ。
What will you say? I'm with you. Let's plan our next move. He's wrong if he thinks he's taken our measure. Yes.
さ、この私が言うべきことじゃないって、それはもちろん分かってるんだけど、でもありがとう、二人とも。託したのが君たちでよかったって、もう一人の私に代わって伝えさせて。
Oh, I forgot to read about it. It may not be have been the method Shay was hoping for, but at least now we know where to find Calyx and what we need to do next. Indeed, while I remain curious about the feasibility and research into the key, that is an investigation for another day. Alright, I love when the story say you need to take a break. Let's head straight to the back room. We should get everyone on the same page before we make our next move. That's a good place to end. It's time to put an end to this. Calyx won't stop until we stop him. I pass on the short version of our event to our comrades so we all can prepare for the challenge ahead. It was my other self who entrusted you with the key, though she could not change who she was. The consequences of her final choice linger, empowering us to shape our own future. I don't want your suffering. I don't want your future. X-Men Day of Future Past. That one is my favorite quote of all time. Shell has been out of sorts ever since we got back. I don't think she liked what Calyx said, but don't worry, I'll do my best to cheer her up. The situation isn't the best out there, but at least you have come back to us safe and sound. Damn that bastard Calyx, he waited until I was this close before stretching away my moment of triumph. And that's infuriating, condescending way he spoke to us. We will see whose time is up, you smug little wizard. Anyway, I know things didn't go to plan, but we have learned a great deal about persuasion. That knowledge could come in handy in the days to come. Though I may not be able to contribute much to a direct confrontation, I mean to see this through with you all, providing whatever support I can. A calculated evolution. It's shame that punching an endless does no damage. I love to arrange that serene face. Rearrange that serene face of his. Alright, on our own. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 quests. I think we can continue tomorrow. Probably, inshallah. If our OBS, that's no problem. Right, so I think let's go like usual. We end our stream to Tanalan. Go closer. Yeah, really tired today. I'm very sad. I don't know why. Yes, 10,000. Woohoo! Let's go. Can we get the second one? Oh my god! A second 10,000! Can we get a third one? Okay. Alright. It is not possible to get, but it's okay. 789. It's okay. We got 10,000. Yeah. Alright, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I see you guys soon. Peace. Choo. Bye bye. Bye bye. Thank you.